So I interact with a lot of people around the world with Mustangs, and I love getting these little private messages on my Instagram or emails, and people like to share what they have and talk to me a little bit about their cars. And so I just wanted to make a little video on that. I'll probably do a few of these and just kind of show the type of neat conversations I get on a daily basis with people everywhere. So I have some pictures and a conversation sent in from an owner in Canada who has a 99 Cobra. You can see this beautiful Cobra is a convertible. I love the style bar on convertibles. It has a Celine style spoiler, and if you look, it still has the amber taillights, being a 99 to 01 Cobra, and the back bumper says Mustang and not Cobra, because that was changed in 2001. It said Cobra, but in 99 it said Mustang, just like the GT would have had. And this is the type of conversation I get. It says they're a fan of the YouTube channel. They enjoy watching the videos and seeing the passion for these cars that I have. They have this 99 Cobra convertible, number 23 of 4,055. They actually live in Canada, but the car came from California. And so I thought that was really cool, and I was curious if it still had the mile per hour gauges or if it was converted to a metric kilometer gauge cluster. And they said, no, it still has the mile per hour gauges, currently sitting at around 125,000 miles. And they only changed the things that were needed for the car to come from the US. And so, like daytime running lights, which is just a relay as far as I know. And he said the story was the original owner had given the car to his grandson. And at some point, the grandson had met a girl from Canada down in California, probably going to college. And they ended up coming back to Canada with a car. And they needed the money more than the car, so they offered it for sale. And so he wasn't sure how long ago that had happened and how long they'd been back in Canada, but he had bought the car about 2 years ago, and he's been slowly restoring and updating worn out parts in the car. And so you can see this is actually a pretty nice car. It's actually got about the same mileage as my Yellow Mock one has on it. And if the car's taken care of, it can be a really nice car. You see it still has the 01 Cobra hood and front bumper. It's got some aftermarket wheels, kind of the 95 Cobra wheels on it. We had looked before at the back of the car with the Celine style spoiler, which I really like. I do like that spoiler better than the 99 spoiler anyway. Inside looks really good, and it has the stereo there and then a spot where the CD player was. It says Cobra on there now. That looks kind of nice, and has really nice looking seats and everything. The car looks really clean. The chrome wheels look good with the black. Now, the only problem he had, he said, was there was a pretty good oil leak, so he decided to go ahead and pull out the engine and put all new gaskets everywhere. And he even went to the extent of pulling the heads off and doing new head gaskets as well. So here are some pictures of working on the car and pulling the engine out and taking the time to go through and clean it up. Here's where the oil leak was, and so it's all cleaned up now and looks really good. And so that's a lot of work. And we talked about what he had done to the car. He said he didn't change anything, didn't change the bottom end or the heads or anything. And he said he would do a coyote before he built the engine on this. He thinks that would be a better place to spend the money. And I think that would be a good option. And so for now, he likes the car for what it is, and I do too. So I'd say just leave it exactly how it is then. It's a really nice car. You can see the aluminum block here. So really cool conversation to have, really neat car. There are thousands of Mustangs out there, and you kind of wonder where they all are. There's actually millions of Mustangs, but of the Cobras and the new Edge cars that I like, there's still, tons of them out there, and you wonder where they are, and this is where they are. So good work done here, looks good. And he had some things like the SVT OA sticker and the SVT certificate that shows the build number and date and everything. So pretty cool to see. And so that's fun to see this certificate and see that's number 23, which is a pretty low number out of all the 99 Cobras built on February 18th of 1999. So really fun to see all that kind of documentation and see a nice 99 to 01 Cobra being taken care of. If you watch the channel often, you'll see that I do a lot of stories about 99 to 01 Cobras that get parted out, and it's a really sad thing. And so when I had this conversation, I thought, wow, this is nice to see one that's actually being loved and taken care of and not parted out and enjoyed. And so here is an example of a clean, nice one, even with the mileage getting a little higher. And there's nothing wrong with that. Totally loved and enjoyed. And it's just fun to see this car and be able to see an example of a good one, because it's so sad to see all the ones being parted out. So it was a breath of fresh air. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.